boys and girls, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is that you're watching. Before we get started, I want you to do one thing with me. So I want you to take your right arm or your left. I don't really care which one it is. Put it on this shoulder, then put the other one on the other shoulder and squeeze really hard and know that you've just been hugged by me, that I wanted to give you a hug and just tell you I'm happy that you're here with me today. So last week we talked about Jesus' birth and the shepherds out in the field and the angels and, oh goodness, the celebration that was happening and the shepherds coming to the stable and seeing baby Jesus so that they could worship him. Well, at the same time, in another place that was far away, there were some men, the Bible tells us, and they were pretty smart guys, and they were probably pretty wealthy too. And they were studying the stars, and the stars all up in the sky, and knowing them maybe by names. I wish I had Micah here so he could help me with the names of the stars, because I kind of just know the Big Dipper and the North Star, and that's about it. So it'd be nice if Micah was here to help me with that. But you can help your family at home, Micah, okay? And then one day, or one night, I suppose, because you're looking at stars at the nighttime, there was a special star, a new star, a big, bright star, one that was surely for a king. And sure enough, they studied, and then they decided they have to go and find this king, and they have to worship him because he's so special to have that amazing star in the sky. So they set out on a journey, and they followed that star, and it led them to a city, Jerusalem. And in that city was a palace. There was a king there. Not such a nice king. His name was Herod. He was kind of a grumpy. Anyway, they went to this king and they said, "We have seen a star for the King of the Jews, a new star in the sky. We are looking for him so we could worship him." Herod's like, "What? I'm the king. What are they talking about?" So he gathers in all of his important, smart people to study and tell me, what are they talking about? And they knew that in the Old Testament, there had been a prophecy that there would be a king of the Jews born in Bethlehem of Judea. So Bethlehem, that's where they headed off to. But before they left, the king said, "Will you please come back and tell me when you find this child? I too want to go and worship this king." Well, we know that's not the truth, but that's what he said. And so the wise men, they did set out, and they followed that star until they came to the place where Jesus was. With his mother and with Joseph, they lived actually in a house at this time. He was a little bit older than just that newborn in the stable. But they found him, and they had some amazing gifts for him, some very special ones. They had gold. We all know how good gold is and how special it is. They had frankincense and myrrh, and those are like oils and spices, things that were very expensive to buy. They're very expensive gifts, very special for this King of the Jews, for Jesus. Now, after that, they were told in a dream that they should not go back to King Herod, that would be too dangerous. He really wanted to kill this baby because, after all, he is the king. Can't have a new one floating around here. That would not be good. So they left and they went home a different way. And at the same time, or close to that time, God spoke to Joseph that they needed to leave and go to a different land. So they escaped. They went to Egypt. And in the meantime, King Herod, he just did some pretty awful things that I'm not even going to talk about because it's just too awful. Anyway, the point of the story is that I want to say today is I want to talk a little bit about gifts. Now, I know Christmas time, we share gifts, we get gifts, and it's kind of fun to open all those presents, especially on Christmas morning when we're celebrating. And I'm sure it was really awesome experience for Mary and Jesus and Joseph to have those gifts brought to them to celebrate Christmas. But I think that what I want to challenge you to think about is, what gift would you give to Jesus? Would you give him your favorite toy? Maybe, but I'm not really sure that's what Jesus wants. But he is happy that you have it, and we need to be thankful for those toys. How about your favorite pair of shoes? I have lots of shoes. I like shoes, but I don't think that's what Jesus wants from me either. But he does want me to be thankful for what I have. How about, did I say your favorite food? Pizza? Do you think Jesus wants us to bring him some pizza? Give him some pizza? That's one of my favorite foods. I don't think so, but I think he wants us to be very thankful for what we do have and for what he has blessed us and given us. Now, I think it's something bigger than that, more important than that. Let's see, I think maybe I can help us with that. And this is something you can do at home. Also, if you have a piece of paper, you can take that piece of paper, fold it in half. I picked red. Red's my favorite color. One of my favorite colors. Okay. I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut this way up and around like this. And then I'm going to cut it down into a skinny part and a point. Boom, just like that. Put my scissors safely away in the scrap, and look what I have. I have a heart. I really believe that what Jesus wants from us, I know this, is he wants our hearts. He wants us to invite him to come into our heart and make it his home too, so that he can live with us and be with us every day. No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, he is in our hearts, and he loves us. He loves you very much, and he wants us to love him back. So have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Christmas if I don't see you before that. And I love you, and Jesus loves you even more.